Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, please subscribe. I'd really love that. If you're returning, how you doing? What we're going to talk about today is what happened in Clearwater Beach, Florida, which is not too far from me. A tsunami hit. Yeah, but it's not what you think. For a state like Florida that sees natural disasters on the regular, the words Florida and tsunami rarely, if ever, go together in a sentence. Yet, some residents of Clearwater Beach found themselves at the scene of a small one on Wednesday afternoon, even if they didn't realize it. Yeah. According to experts, the Gulf of Mexico beach was hit by a meteo tsunami, and it's a small type of tsunami. And here's what we know so far. Yes, Florida got hit with a tsunami, but it was a teeny tiny little one. And it was a meteo, M-E-T-E-O tsunami. Okay, it's one word. And meteorologist explains that it's a strong squall line, known as a line of thunderstorms, showed it as a small tsunami. Yeah, I know. And before the storms arrived, the wind was pretty light and out in the southwest. And then, sort of like a cold front, the winds switched out of the northwest. So they kind of like switched directions, and then they became pretty gusty right as the heavy wind arrived. But here's the thing though. Unlike a cold front, the pressure actually rose out of the squalls and made it to the shoreline. So yeah, that it's unique in a way. So the pressure picked up about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and that added to the rising pressure, the changing direction of the wind, and it caused the water levels to jump up roughly by 2.5 feet. Yeah, I know, but it was a small, tiny, itty bitty tsunami. But the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, they wrote that these meteo tsunamis, unlike tsunamis triggered by seismic activities, are driven by air pressure disturbances that are often associated with fast-moving weather events, such as severe thunderstorms, which we have been getting quite a lot of lately. Like, what was it, last week? It rained for like 3 days straight, where my front yard and my backyard were completely flooded out. I mean, it was really bad. Then we'll have the squalls, and then other storm fronts will come in. And these storms, they generate a wave that move toward the shore, and it's amplified by a shallow continental shelf and an inlet, bay, or other coastal features. Okay, so here's actually a picture that I'm going to show you that actually kind of describes what I was just talking about. Okay, like a shelf, okay, and then an inlet or a bay, and then a coastal feature. All right, here you go. So these are all still being studied and understood by scientists, of course. But so far, these meteo tsunamis have been observed to reach heights about a little bit over 6 feet, and occur in many places around the world, including the Great Lakes, the Gulf of Mexico, of course, which is where I live, and the Atlantic coast, and the Mediterranean and Adriatic seas. NOAA and OAA, they shared that these meteo tsunamis and these, I can't pronounce this word, it's SEICHES, will be confused with each other, as winds and atmospheric pressures can contribute to the formation of both. However, winds are typically more important to the SEICH motion, SEICHA, while pressures often plays a substantial role for these meteo tsunami formations. So these SEICHs are standing waves with longer periods of water level oscillations, typically exceeding periods of 3 or more hours. And these meteo tsunamis are progressive waves limited to the tsunami frequency band of wave periods for like 2 minutes to 2 hours. So did Florida ever have a tsunami? There have been 8 actual tsunamis in Florida since 1848, with the most recent one being in 2001. But experts claim that the Atlantic Ocean has a relatively low rate of tsunami occurrences, and Florida has very rarely experienced many tsunamis, but it still has a risk. Yeah. So, all right, guys, that's all for this video. I will see you in the next one, okay? You stay safe, stay positive, you keep prepping, and as always, fearless. Ciao.